Hello, it's Sonic95, and we're finally back playing something different. This time we'll be playing Ittle Dew, and we'll be playing the Wii U version since I still haven't justified the purchase of an Elgato, and I just had to record everything off of the Wii. And the Wii U. I did the parents' mistake of saying Wii instead of the Wii U. What am I? 50? And as you can tell by the intro, it has comedy too. It has a lot of comedy. You want to know some more comedy this game has? That fairy fox is called Tipsy because when you click the L button, she gives you tips. It's funny, right? But seriously, this is actually one of those few games that I actually laughed at a few times, which is something I usually don't do. I mean, obviously, I laugh a lot at my own jokes, so that's not uncommon. It's just the fact that I don't really laugh a lot at most attempts at comedy. It's like, I guess it's funny. That's a pretty good description for me about most comedies, especially South Park. So, it's Tipsy said just read all these signs and they will tell you all the tips because Tips is too lazy. This room will this cave will introduce you to all the basics of the puzzles. Your stick can carry around fire. And you might be looking at this and thinking, this looks very familiar with the heart and kind of with the HUD, and the fact that the movement looks very familiar, and the perspective and the fire and the blocks and the... Can't he just shut up and keep moving? And... Oh. Word. Break stuff. I don't... But you don't break anything, you just tap it. Oh, for a second I thought I actually forgot how what happened to these crystals. I thought it was actually gonna break. And that was a fish cake. I think they're called fish cake. Either fish cakes or fish buns. They're the mechanic enemy of this game. Smack doors and clues. Yeah. So that green light you saw flying around there, that's basically a hint. It's gonna, if you hit this, it's gonna say, okay, you need to click these two things to actually activate it. This isn't necessarily this doesn't necessarily have the same problem that Zelda 1 had, which is like, oh, just do things in this room and eventually you'll make it through. At least it's semi-logical things. So we made it through the first tutorial cave. I think it was the first tutorial cave, anyways. So even though this is very Zelda 1 inspired, there's not a lot of exploration. These areas to the side, yeah, will get center eventually. Rather, most of the game is going to take place in what we have up ahead. Not this little shack, but I might as well just show it off. Item. How are you supposed to say that? I know it's a pun because, you know, comedy. But, yeah. Why does he have boat dress ahead? Like I understand. I never noticed that until now. Especially the swordfish. Oh, so we just got it. It's like, I want to leave immediately. So, this is the item shop, and you're like, oh, we can buy upgrades. No, these aren't upgrades, these are items necessary to beat the game. Which actually brings us to one of the kind of cool things with this game. And first playthrough, you're gonna end up buying all of these items, but you can actually beat the game using only 2 of them. You know, if you know what you're doing. And this will be a every item run. I'm not gonna be show off. It's like, oh, let's just use the fire sword and the teleporting wand. So yeah, this castle is going to be where we'll be spending most of our time. Also, I can't get through here quite yet. Shop at item shop. So these, oh, it's a joke about the hearts. You get it? I get it. 5-second rule. 5-second rule's bullshit. Okay, can't get through here. Need a fire sword. Because the light just doesn't last long enough. Not just me. Even the speedruns of this game is like, you can't do that. Okay. So, these are the stock enemies of the game. People in suits. Yeah, that's what we're going to be seeing a lot of in this game. Also. Comedy. And to open these doors, we need to take out these guys. So they're technically guarding this door. I guess they're not completely useless. Also, Ado's banner's not on fire. You know, I had a thought earlier. So, mentioned earlier, this is a puzzle game. There's one thing this game does very badly. That's combat. Which is bad because about 10% of this game is 10 to 5% of this game is combat, so it's not a hefty chunk, but whenever you have to do it, it's like, fuck. Profanities. I don't know how to make jokes without them, so profanities, huh? You open that door to get the fire stick and boom, there's fire. Also, this would tell you everything. You know, in case you're dumb and also get that tipsy. So yeah, we'll have to get his cheapest item. You can actually, if you keep exploring, you can get enough to not get the item, which is the fire sword. The two items you can beat the game with is either the teleporting rod and the fire sword, or the teleporting rod and the ice rod. I know, such creative items, but yeah. Also, that's what will be occupying the item slots down here. Down over there where I'm trying to point the stick, but the camera won't let me get position properly. Oh. So you think, oh, it's 4 items. Nope. Teleporting rod takes up 2 slots. Also, that was a random frame drop there. Even though I'm playing the Wii U version, it may not be the best version to play this game because it's kinda unstable. Not even buggy, just like crashing unstable. I got twice an error message. I was like, please exit the disk out of the console. I'm like, I'm not using a disk. I was like, oh no. Wait, what did that hint say? Maybe I should read. Oh, you need fire so you can in there. Nah, okay. And for that, we have 100 coins, and we have a teleporter spot back to the shop. You know, if I was good in the game, I'd keep exploring, but we just got the amount of money necessary for the sword. Let's go get the sword. Oh, and there's this cutscene. And that's about it. You think like, oh, that's the villain. No, that's just a generic enemy. The warp garden. It's not very gardeny in here. It's just a few flowers. So we can now afford his first item, which is the sword. Oh, he doesn't actually have the sword, even though he's the one that hand carves it. Okay, okay, I'll accept it. So every time you get an item, you get sent out of here, and this is how they justify having a world map. Because you get sent to a sub-dungeon with none of your items. You're sent here and you don't get to keep any of your items. Yeah, that's the stuff I was trying to get. Took me like a few tries, but I did it! I said words! Anyways. So we'll get sent in here, and I already fucked up this puzzle, didn't I? Hold on. What do you say? This way, professional way. Hold on. Hold on. Can I even solve this puzzle? Yes, that is no, but whatever. So this should be the item. Yeah, the first item you usually get in the dungeon is this sword. So these sub-dungeons are basically dedicated to teaching you how each weapon works, but leaving you alone with them. Also, I mentioned earlier I'm playing the Wii U version. What does the Wii U version do? Easy. Map. Also, it does the thing I wanted Tessagrad to do, where you click select and you're like, oh, now you have what's on the gamepad screen on the TV, so you could show the people, because the Wii U is especially good for Let's Plays, right? Get fire so to go west. Ah, okay. Don't worry, that's not the only way to kill the old man. It's like, oh yeah, the Wii U is very good for Let's Plays, right? That's why it's the only console that doesn't have inherent streaming. Not like you need to have like built-in streaming, because then you just let a lot of talented frauds get to do it rather than people willing to put effort into it. I say as if I'm a person that actually puts effort into this. Block the enemy's path. How am I gonna do that? I have no idea. No idea. Also, these guys in the minecarts remind me of something out of Goof Troop, like the SNES game, not the cartoon. Because that would have been weird. That would have been really, really weird. As this, I think this puzzle is fairly self-explanatory. Just move the bombs, and you know, don't do that. I think I just fucked up. Let's try. What happens when I just straight up blow this one up? Oh, I get to do this. Don't worry, I didn't fuck up. That was fully intentional. I just kind of pushed things until things worked out. Dude, I swear. Also, earlier about that door that said professionally only, I don't really remember if that means it's like, okay, you do this if you want to get out of her fast, or if you do it if you have all the items with you. Also, just brought this back up again. The thing up on the top right is like, the one on the bottom is collecting cards, which is just straight up collectibles, and the top right is pieces of paper. What does a piece of paper do? Well, I'll show you. Also, I clicked B while off there to break this block. No, I didn't. It was magic. Oh, I just realized I almost ruined the puzzle. There we go. Push ice to fire and get extinguished, because that's what you use to put out fires, right? Well, that even makes sense. Ice is made of water, and water beats fire. You know, such as Pokemon. I'm not sure why I made that analogy. Gee, I wonder what this little symbol down here is supposed to be showing. Maybe I should stop being a fucking facetious dick and just actually like facetious dick and actually just stop making fun of the game when it's not really anything to make fun of. Stop being a goddamn cynic. What did I open? Open that. And also, you don't always have to like block these guys' paths. Most of the time, they're just kind of meant to be obstacles. So what do you do? I need to push that button. Okay. Ice travels across spikes. I guess that's a sentence. What does it mean? I will see. Yeah, how do I do this? I forgot. Oh yeah, I remember. So this is gonna be a fun project simply because it's been a while since I played this game. So I'm gonna most likely get stuck a lot throughout this playthrough. It's like, oh wait, I forgot what to do. Though most of it is gonna be self-explanatory. But then we're gonna get to the final super dungeon, which is goddamn ridiculous. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be stuck there for a while. And for the most part, it's very, very straightforward. None of this should really be too hard. Also, you also have Tipsy, which tells you beautiful things like these. I now know exactly what to do. So we get to introduce our first boss fight. I'm not gonna translate that. I don't understand that. It's gibberish. What are those O's? What is those mouths? Those O's with mouths? Det är dags att förvirra översättarna. That just translates to it's time to confuse the translators. Because these games were developed by Swedes, because it's an indie game, of course it was developed by Swedes. What, you thought I was kidding during my Tesla playthrough where I said that every indie game's Swedish? Nah. I was speaking the truth. So this is the first boss fight. Whenever I get to move, there we go. How do I fight this thing again? I forgot. Oh, he just blocks us. I forgot. If you die once, Tipsy will tell you how to beat the boss. Oh, this is how. That's how. So first there's time to do this, and boom. Oh, and also, you do take damage yourself from the bombs. Oh well. Oh, these... you thought I was kidding earlier about this being Zelda-inspired? Nah. This game also got walking pancakes. I think that's what you're supposed to be anyways. So yeah, I've not been doing well against this boss. Did I even get in a hit? Or did you just leave because the right amount of time had passed? Oh. Most of these boss fights are going to be puzzles. They're not going to be like, oh, test your might. Oh yeah, I forgot, you can like block his attack by like swinging at him as he swings at you. Oh, I guess your earlier attack connected somehow. Yeah. I should probably elaborate why the combat does not work that well in this game as compared to even Zelda 1. Because in Zelda 1, enemies had and even you yourself had very jagged movements, so you could kind of tell when they were gonna move and when they weren't, or like, at least the limits of their movement. in this game, because you have actually very good movement yourself, so does the enemy, or kind of organic movement. So it makes it hard to really adjust for when. So it makes it hard to adjust for when the enemies move and how to avoid them. But we beat the first boss, which is a puzzle crystal. And heard that? That was me laughing. That's as much the game gets out of me comedy-wise. And with that, we got our first piece of paper. So I thought this was kind of clever first time I saw it. It's a health extension, so it gives you more space to draw hearts on them. I don't know, the game has a couple of neat small jokes like that. I thought, like, oh, that's neat. Also, now we're finally up to the overworld. What's the overworld do? Some inconvenient enemies that you just run around, and it has some mini puzzle dungeons. And those mini puzzle dungeons has puzzles in them. Generally, whenever you enter a room like this, if you click L, it will tell you what item you need to know. Like, what item you need to know? Know your item well. What items you need. So, there's no need for you to be in a puzzle room. It's like, oh god, I have no idea whether or not I'm wasting my time here trying to do this puzzle or not. Which is kind of nice. It's actually real nice. I wish more games did that. That's kind of a problem I have with a bunch of games for different reasons. Where it's like, I'm not sure if I'm fucking around right now, or I'm supposed to get through here. So as you can tell, in trading cards tells you about the enemy. Just oh, there's another chest. Vitamins don't give flavor. Do vitamins give flavor? Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, but, collecting cards is there for no reason beyond being picked up, and to give you some hilarious dialogue. Also, Master Cave. That is the super dungeon. Did I just call it a super dungeon? It's like, no, it's not a super boss. It's a super dungeon. It's, as I mentioned earlier, kinda ridiculous. Kinda ridiculous. Also, this guy here in the suit, and has no use. It's just so that every enemy in the game has a suit. No, that's a lie. Not every enemy in the game has a suit version. Like these guys. These are actually enemies. That makes me wonder, is it just the guys in the castle that has the suits on? Dude, I swear I'm prepared for doing these videos. This is where I'm like, oh no. Also, another thing that Zelda 1 did. Enemies had knockback. So whenever you hit them, you didn't have to like immediately like, oh no, flee. Oh. Oh my god, this puzzle. This is most likely going to be my first cut. So obviously you need to get to this block over there. So how do you do that? You may wonder. Good question, I forgot. Prepare for your first cut. So obviously you have to start by breaking whatever block, and then you just push them around until you get something that kinda looks like it makes sense. That's the best way to explain it, actually. Actually, it's the best way to explain it. I had to specify the actually. Yeah, there's still gonna be a first cut. Guess who just remembered a solution? Guess who just remembered the solution? I'm not sure why I'm turning it to Plinkett. I even specifically remember to myself that I thought to myself, dude, I gotta memorize that. I need to memorize that fucking solution. Just so when I do a project on this, that I can get to this cave, beat it, and be like, okay, I gotta try to keep in a sneeze mid-speech. Which is why you certainly heard me make weird noises mid-speech. Yeah, let's plays. Aren't they cool? I just don't put let's play in the title of the video. This one should be easy. Okay. That's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you make them. I should know, because I make Let's Plays. I think we start by doing that. Seems right. Then you push that down there. This. And then Bagoom happens. And then you go over there. And then that. Yeah, significantly easier than the ice puzzle. Wait, how long have I been recording? 23 minutes. And I already have a headache. Like, it's very, very slight headache. This is fucking beautiful! Also, I'm using way more profanities than I should be. I don't know, dude, I didn't say the F word, I said fucking. It's totally not the same. It's like people saying friggin'. It's like, I understand, or freaking, I'm like, I understand what we're trying to say. So, the point is kinda lost. Oh. Also in general, these guys indicate enemies that need to be defeated, so... As you see this puzzle? Dude, I have no idea how to beat this puzzle. This is the most mind-numbing puzzle. Hey Tipsy, can I have some of the health potion? Can you save me some? I need some of it. I need some... Ah, that was just stupid. Oh yeah, I remember. These guys drop health. I might be like, okay, the fact that combat isn't good doesn't seem to be that much of a problem. Wait until the super dungeon. Oh yeah, also, just remember this. World map also shows for the entire area and not just like, it's not just segregated to the caves. Which is nice, I guess. I guess that's nice. I mean, it's not like it actually is nice. I mean, I guess I need to know. I don't actually know whether or not it would be nice, so I need developers to remove that feature to know whether or not it's nice. This is a joke falling flat in his face. Oh. So these guys do nothing here besides being obnoxious. There are enemies that's going to assist you in puzzles later, and they're my least favorite puzzles. Like, by far. No competition even. They weren't just there to be obnoxious. They served a purpose. That purpose is, what am I supposed to do? First thing first, I can't do anything with this beyond blowing this up. Oh yeah, and that opens up for me to go down here. Yeah. I say even though I solved it before I even finished the first You know, that bombs over there is a silly goober. I wasn't about to say the D word, which is doofus. Alright, here's the... Oh, even the bosses have their own cards. I was about to say credit cards, but whatever. But it wasn't a masked gentleman, it was a masked... Well, I guess gentleman doesn't necessarily mean man, even though it has man in the title. I'll just do the sniffing thing until something passes by and I can think of something else to talk about. So about that tree over there, I keep missing. That's one thing I do wrong all the time. I'm like, oh, the letter or like the number 3, and oh look, it's a wood. It's in the woods, and I see 3s. I keep seeing that wrong. Also, this sign is reminding me way too goddamn many times where the Master's Cave is. I don't wanna enter the super dungeon. And we can now pass her officially. Still can't enter here, we need to get more money. But with our new fire sword we can explore more of the castle. Also, this garbage can is going to be important for the future. Trust me.